Arnold Schwarzenegger has had no problem keeping secrets and apparently hasn't had any problem having torrid affairs either. Cheating on Maria Shriver with the housekeeper created quite a saucy headline, but in his new book, he reveals even more. In Total Recall, my unbelievably true life story, the former California governor tells all. Well, almost. On 60 Minutes last night, Leslie Stahl threw some pretty tough questions at Schwarzenegger. His "I'm sorry" attitude quickly went into deep freeze.
You know, I've spent time with you. You are so much fun. You have enormous charm. And I have to keep reminding myself about this chapter of your life. I do. I had to keep saying, wow, he did something that speaks to character.
Speaks to character. Hold that thought, Patti. Awkward moment or calculated liar? Patti Wood studies body language when it comes to big interviews like these. What is your first reaction when you looked at him?
He tried to hold it together. He had that wonderful little smirk that's so characteristic of his behavior, that conflict of, I want to be cool up front. But he finally nodded at the end. He did nod. She just made him wait till he nodded in agreement.
So it was a pause, a long, uncomfortable pause, and then he nodded. Why? Did he have to think about that for a second? Did he have to figure out if he was going to squirm out of that in some way?
I think he was trying as hard as he could to squirm out of it. He often during this interview does a lot of what I call freeze frame, and as if he's posing for a photograph, and then he realizes this interview is live interview taped. He's got to show it. He's got to show it.
All right, part two. Let's take a look at this.
Maria did ask you before the confrontation with the marriage counselor, is that your child? Before then. So you lied to her.
You can say that.
Was that the only affair?
No. I had others, but I mean, you know, that's something that's obviously between Maria and me.
She knew?
Yeah.
So it's a recurring issue with you.
I'm not perfect.
Oh, you think? I could have told you that a long time ago. Yeah. I mean, he's grinning and smirking through this whole thing like, yeah, haha, I'm a big cheater.
No, that first, yeah, you can say that. He has an exhalation of his frustration. But what's very interesting in that second answer, you can see he actually is enjoying the fact that he's saying he's had multiple affairs.
That
I found so interesting and so bizarre that he gets playful about it. You can say that.
Total narcissist.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm holding back, Patti, on this. Let me tell you. Can you just tell I am so, and Clark and Ryan know I am holding back. All right, here's part three.
How does money start showing up?
I gave it to her and she knew what it was about.
Did you think that if you gave her money that she wouldn't talk? Like hush money?
I don't think that Mildred was at all into talking or action.
I wanted Mildred to continue working in our home because I thought I could control the situation better that way. And I read that to mean that if she was in the house, you could make sure she wouldn't tell anybody.
No, it was more that it would be the wrong thing to do to let them go and not make her feel like she's being punished when I find out that this is my child.
Being punished. What about your wife? What about your kids? What about your family? And he's very concerned about the housekeeper.
And it's very interesting because she asked him if she felt that the housekeeper would say anything. He honestly, as he's saying that, doesn't feel like she would have said anything. He absolutely trusts the housekeeper. Very interesting that you can't trust him, but you can trust the housekeeper.
Final thought.
You had no idea that this was something she would not want to get back into?
No, as a matter of fact, I was thinking if she would say, wow, that is amazing. Welcome to the club. We finally convinced her to be a public servant, just like my entire family. None of that. So all of a sudden, it came to a grinding halt, and I had to now deal with the drama.
He has absolutely no respect for women.
It's interesting here. He does his self-editing. He edits out her emotional response, Maria's emotional response
he
to the
doesn't
fact.
care.
Right. And actually edits out the fact that he didn't get the emotional response he wanted from her. Again, showing his self-interest.
It's always great to have your insight, Patti. Thank you.
My
See,
pleasure.
guys, she's with me on this one. I knew this would be saucy. Ryan?
I like it. No comment from me.